You are now live with me, G3, and tonight is one of the rare occasions that Paulo Avelino is going to give an interview. And we are going to talk to him in a little bit. But first, let me thank my sponsors on Live with G3. I want to thank, of course, Evian, my water sponsor. Thank you, Evian. I want to thank Swatch PH for my timepieces on the show. If you want to get your own Swatch watches, you may go to all Swatch PH stores and Lazada PH. I want to thank Bella Beauty for my body and my face. I want to thank GAOC for my dental care. I want to thank Asian Eye Institute for my eye care. And I want to thank Centro Holistico for my TCM treatments. You may go to Centro Holistico this ECQ. They are open for a boost in your immune system. Hi, everyone. This has been a most requested episode, so let us see if Pao is already here. Meanwhile, who's here? Hello. Yes, Ultimate Crush. Hi. Hello, everyone. Pao is here, so let us welcome him. The very cute, the very sexy, the very talented Mr. Paulo Avelino. Hi, Pao.
Hi, G3. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been spending your third lockdown?
Well, right now, I'm really bored, so wala, puro workout na lang. May iba.
Oh my God, kaya mo ako pinatulan kasi really bored ka.
Di naman. I know you, G3, so I would never say no to people I know. Most of the time.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining me. I have noticed that you've been posting a lot of movie art cards in the past few days in your stories. What have you been watching?
Those are actually Cinemalaya short films. May Cinemalaya this year, and if you know, I marathon the whole lineup. So there's 4 categories. I think 2 categories are in main competition. So if you guys wanna find out and watch something new, maiksi lang sila. You can go to ktx.ph and watch Cinemalaya shorts.
You know, I was watching Fangirl just before this. It's my first time to watch it. I know that you won Best Actor for that. And my question is, what is the creepiest thing a fan ever did to you or for you? Meron ba?
The craziest thing? Actually, wala naman. Medyo tame naman yung mga paunatics. Pero ano siguro, parang meron lang ako nadaanan before na pinapakulam daw ako. Well, parang di naman effective.
Kulam in a way na galit or kulam as in gayuma?
Kulam as in galit yata kulam.
Would you ever fall in love with a fan?
Well, hindi mo labang mangyari, you know. I would never limit myself when it comes to love, but you know, if the person's for you, then she's for you.
So love is limitless for you, tama?
In a way.
And then when I was watching that movie, parang sabi ko, oh my God, pinakita mo lahat. I mean, just to settle the debate, is it a prosthetic or isn't it a prosthetic? Is it a prosthetic or not?
Mahirap kasi, dapat yung mga producer masagot. Pero, ayan. Let's just leave it to Tenet and Dan. And,
okay, so I shall ask them. You also have, like, parang, like, the movies that I've seen you in, of course, like, we did a teleserie together. That was pretty dark. And then the last movie of yours that I worked on was Kasal. It's also a very, very, you know, strong drama. But now you are starring in a rom-com, Marry Me, Marry You. What is it like to act in a role that's a rom-com as opposed to like the formula drama?
It's different because well, as an actor, parang sometimes the shows you do affects you in a way, especially if you do it for so long. Kumbaga, parang if you do a show na baliw ka for a year, parang at some point in your life or some state in your life, nadadala mo talaga eh. At parang nagiging baliw ka na rin in a way. But Yep, it's nice to do a rom-com for a change of pace. A lot of new co-workers here that I haven't worked with before. And ayan, parang good vibes naman tayo. Kumbaga, ang hirap na nung past 2 years natin eh. So, uh, pag-aanin na muna natin para sa mga manonood na.
Totoo yan, totoo yan. Pag-aanin ang loob ng mga Pawnatics. Speaking of Pawnatics, like you are so flirty. Tama ba yung word? Flirty on Twitter. Magaling ka magpakilig on Twitter. I mean, articles have been written about like the way you are with fans on Twitter. How do you, I mean, like come up with your Twitter persona? Because a lot of people think that you're a very serious person. Very quiet, very mysterious. But on Twitter, medj malandi ka. So like, ano yung persona? How did that come about, your persona on Twitter?
It's not really a persona. It's everyday life. You know, what you feel or kung minsan nakikita mo na yung kaibigan mo yung nakakaranas or minsan ikaw, parang ano lang, parang it's something that, I think kaya maraming replies or retweets, it's because people can relate to it and parang minsan, kumbaga, hindi lang ako yung nag-iisang ganun. Marami tayo at ayan.
Kasi ako, ang impression ko sobrang deep na tao nito, sobrang mysterious, hindi ko maintindihan yung kung ano iniisip niya, hindi ko halos mabasa. But on Twitter, you're very, very accessible. You're very, very attainable. And it thrills a lot of your fans. Ako minsan pag nababasa ko yung mga tweets tsaka mga replies mo sa tweets, kinikilig din ako. So, parang magaling ka magpakilig, di ba? Parang pag magaling ka magpakilig, ibig sabihin marami kang experiences in making pakilig. So, when you make pakilig to a girl, what is your usual style?
Parang hindi ako ganun eh. Parang, when I meet someone, especially I meet someone I like, parang I try to get to know the person more. At the same time, I try to be as me as I could without any pretensions, without any pasasyal or anything. It's just like barely me. So they know na alam rin nila yung pinapasok nila.
Wait, I want to give you a chance to say hi to your fans. They're all
Wait
here.
lang. Could you give me 1 minute? Quick lang.
Okay, go. 1 minute. Hello, hi everyone. Hi to the Pawnatics. There's a motorcycle. Tara, guys, let's cheers to Mr. Paulo Avelino.
Okay,
Michael
back.
Paulo L. Avelino, apakan mo ko. Ate, pigil na pigil yung kilig. Parang type ni ate si Pa. Oh, what can you say to your fans? Tapakan mo daw sila.
Hindi ko naman gagawin yan. It's just maybe a form of expression or I don't know. But yeah, I just want to say hi to everyone. Not just my fans, but or people who supports me, but also everyone watching. And hello.
Hi daw. Love you talaga. If you wanna shoot, please let me know. Ang daming nandito to watch you. Also, di ba, parang you also have a movie coming up. It's called Ngayon Kaya. It's also with Janine Gutierrez. You're doing a comedy with her on TV, and then you have a movie coming up with her that's medyo hugot, di ba? Parang ikaw, nalilinya ka rin, like, isa ka rin sa mga hugot actors, di ba? I saw your movie with Maha, I'm Drunk, I Love You. I was at the premiere, and I totally love that. It was shot in La Union. And then you have Ngayon Kaya. Tapos yung premise ng Ngayon Kaya, parang hindi ka nangliligaw, di ba? Parang kinakaibigan mo lang. So you don't believe in ligaw in the movie. So, like, in real life, is that how you make ligaw? Kinakaibigan mo lang?
Kind of. Kumbaga, actually, hindi malayo yung character ko sa pelikula sa ako rin sa totoong buhay. Doon sa pelikula namin ni Janine. Pero, ayun, hindi rin ako yung maligaw rin talaga or naniligaw. Parang, like I said earlier, parang, I just try to be myself as much as I can para wala nang gulatan kung Hindi kasi parang you could always give them gifts or flowers or chocolates. Maybe once in a while you could give that naman. Pero parang ako, parang ang layo eh. Kasi parang minsan kasi once you get to know the person at kung matagal na kayo, parang nawawala na yung mga, parang baka isagot pa sa'yo na, nung niligawan mo ko, lahat binibigay mo sa akin, bakit ngayon? Yeah, or parang something like that. But it's nice to get to know the person for who they are.
So
And yun yung reason.
friendship is the perfect transition to love for you. Have all your girlfriends in the past become your friends first before mo sila naging girlfriend? Or meron talaga mga times na parang, okay, girlfriend ka agad to? Or naging friends mo lahat?
Well, marami sa kanilang friends. Friends pa rin naman yan.
Yeah. I can see your setup in the back. You're a gamer.
Yeah, actually, I have like 4 PCs here. Parang, wait, I'll try to move this.
Okay. Sige, give us a tour. Oh my God, wild. Sobrang gamer ka.
So here, there's another PC. It's like, para siyang, actually, ayan, bubukas pa. So this one's a desk. Is mainly what I use. And this one is the post-prod PC. So all the productions, the video editings, the photos, coloring, everything's being done here. Yan lang.
So sobrang kang busy. As in like, ang dami mong pwedeng gawin at home. Diba? Ang dami mong pwedeng gawin at home. Hindi ka talaga mabobore in quarantine.
Well, actually parang yun yung purpose. Never rin naman talaga ako masyadong lumalabas ng bahay unless magmomotor ako nung time na pre-pandemic. Pero ayun, parang minsan kailangan talaga ng at least social interaction kasi nakakabaliw rin talaga.
Totoo. Marami kang iniisip, especially this is already our 3rd quarantine and it looks like it's going to be extended pa, diba? So when you're a gamer, what kind of character are you naman? Are you very aggressive? Are you someone that's like a team player? I don't know exactly the dynamic, but like what kind of a gamer are you? Pambagets yung sport, pambagets yung hobby.
Yeah, no, it actually depends on the games. The games you're playing. Parang sometimes there are really games that are very competitive. Syempre, parang if it's a competitive game and you're playing with good friends or competitive players as well, you have to be competitive. But most of the time, I just want playing something relaxing, not something that would stress you out too much.
Ayaw mo na mga barel-barel, ganyan.
Actually, lahat ng nilalaro ko puro barel-barel.
You posted a bloody selfie pala of your face. Would you consider yourself as somebody that's very attracted to violence? I mean, in terms of roles and, movies and stuff like that. Is violence something that's very attractive to you? Lalaking lalaki.
Hindi naman, but I try to look for something different all the time. So, parang if it's violence that I've done before, parang ayoko nang gawin yan, nagawa ko na. So, I'll look for something special or something else that I could add to the character. So, parang, yeah, yun naman lagi yung reason ko to accept roles. As long as it's something I haven't done in the past, as long as it's something new or something that would challenge me at least. Yeah.
A challenging role. You've done like mostly dramatic roles, diba? In your movies and in your teleseries. What are the things? I heard a rumor before. I don't know, and this is an insider rumor. I heard this before a long time ago, many years before ABS closed pa. And then I think it was like, I don't know if it was Henry or Jay who told me that you were supposed to play a transgender character. Did you hear that rumor?
I actually was for a couple of films. Pero hindi na tuloy, sayang.
Pero yung teleserye, that was supposed to happen, diba? Or
yeah.
No?
It was in passing, I think. I'm not sure if it didn't get approved or what, but it's something I haven't done before. I would do it.
Right, it's true. I mean, John Lloyd Cruz was a transgender character in her movie with Love Diaz, in his movie with Love Diaz. Ma'am Charo, I feel like, when you transform into that character, you're going to look like a very, very pretty girl, diba? Because you're a pretty boy, diba?
Okay.
Have you ever envisioned Have you ever envisioned yourself looking like a pretty girl? I mean, like, in terms of that role.
Well, I've done like a few personas before na parang for work na parang well a long time ago I did Bebot for Ipulaga. then I think I did makeup and hair for parang babae for the general's daughter. Parang there's a
Yeah.
scene in na parang kailangan.
How did that make you feel?
It's fun. It's
Ah,
fun. It's fun.
really?
I wish I could like embody like maybe um s- some a more consistent character for a whole film.
Yeah, something more regular, but something more iconic. Like, what's his face? Eddie Redmayne, diba? He was
Oh
nominated
yeah.
for nominated for an Oscar for that. Like, speaking of roles, diba, you said like you parang wanna keep doing roles that are different, roles that you haven't done before. Are there roles that you have in mind that you want to do, like for example, in the near future?
Well, like now, transgender, maybe. I have really nothing in specific because you only see the magic of the character once you read the material.
That's
So
true.
parang ayun, yun lang. It's the same thing like I've said earlier. Parang I always look for something I haven't done before, something different.
You know, I read an article before, like Steven Spielberg said, and this was pre-pandemic, it's parang sinasabi niya, because everyone is moving to streaming, like movie stars, like actual Hollywood movie stars are moving to the small screen. I mean, like everything now is video on demand. Tapos parang sinasabi niya, parang you can never replace the romance of a theatrical experience. But in the
Yeah.
Philippines, di ba parang it killed all of our jobs. Like me, I'm totally, you know, like I was doing two movies before the pandemic and then suddenly, di ba parang sarado na yung cinemas. Never siyang nag-open in the whole 17 months of the pandemic, di ba? Parang I think what happened here is that it sped up the process to digital. How do you feel about the death of the cinematic experience? I mean, like the whole dressing up for a premiere night, watching yourself on the big screen. How do you feel that everything now is video on demand?
Uh, you could never replace the experience of watching a movie in cinema. Like having people around you, the screen being dark. Minsan may nakakainis pa na may tumutulong sa cellphone, but it's an experience. It's always an experience. I remember the first time I went inside the cinema in Baguio City when I was young. The first movie I watched was Little Rascals,
Oh my
and
God!
until this day,
Darla.
yeah, dear darling. But until this day, I can't forget that experience because maybe it's a cinema thing, a theatrical thing that you watch sa sinehan. But it's hard times. It's hard times for everyone, not just in any industry, but also in our industry. And there's so much content. So I don't think we should stop. I think it's a good thing that we are adjusting to this hard with these hard times when we're transcending into something else that could actually be more how could I say be more viable to every Filipino. Mas madali. Hopefully it will come and
Tingin mo
ayun.
makakabalik pa yung cinematic experience? Like, I know that Cinemalaya this year is going to open an outdoor cinema. Tama ba? Mag-outdoor cinema sila?
I heard, but yeah, it's probably the safest way as well. Even for live events, I think there are a lot of live events now that are being uh, considered na parang
Hmm.
if there's a big stage, you can't go out of the car. There's a car, you stay inside your car. Parang yun.
But you're right.
Yes.
But you're right. I mean, like now there is I think the good part about this is there is now a democracy in content. Anybody can make a film now. I mean, your film. I'm going back to Fangirl, and it was like sobrang konting locations. 'Di ba? Parang very very intimate. Parang it really gives you a peek into a character. Yung very kumbaga masikip, hindi siya like maraming locations, hindi siya ano. That movie was based on a fictional version of you, di ba? Kasi you played Paulo also. Paulo, a version of you, a fictional version of you, di ba? Parang, it was a very successful movie and it was like months before the pandemic. and it won awards, and I watched it, and I really, really liked it, diba? Parang, can you see that in the future, diba, those are the things that are your fans or people are going to want to watch? It doesn't mean na kailangan pa ng malaking production value or ganyan-ganyan. What do you think the future of Filipino movies are in terms of your movies?
Well, first, syempre, sana may sinehan pa rin. Iba pa rin talaga yung sinehan.
Oo.
Sana hindi mawala yung sinehan. And feeling ko hindi naman mawawala. Siguro, slowly. It will slowly adjust. But, it's gonna be 100 times harder for production, especially our producers. Because if you could make content for a small amount, then you would halt all these big productions or these big plans for grand movies in the future dahil ayun, walang sinehan or takot pa siguro, takot pa yung mga taong pumunta sa sinehan. So, we're just, maybe right now, we're just waiting for the right time for cinemas to open and the right movie to invite people again to watch sa cinemas.
Medyo wild yung mga comments ng fans. May mga fans mo, very expressive sila sa'yo, di ba? Nag-iya ka ng inuman sa Twitter. Natuloy ba yon? Yung inuman mo sa Twitter sa Zoom with your fans?
Actually, natuloy.
Kamusta? Ilan yung sumali? Tapos umiinom ka rin?
Actually, okay. Masaya siya. Medyo, in all fairness, tame naman yung mga tao when you ask them to mute everything. Mute nila, tapos nag-raise yung hand sa Zoom, tapos isa-isa nakapita yun. Galing.
Tapos nagpa-participate ka or nakikinig lang? Kasi sabi mo pwedeng mag-usapan lang kayo, tapos ako makinig lang kayo. Nagpa-participate ka?
Well, dapat nang una makikinig lang ako pero ang gulo kasi masyado. Kasi walang nag-curate.
Kasi mina-moderate mo sila?
Parang gano'n.
Naging moderator ka. So, is this going to be a regular thing for you and your fans? Parang I feel like, ako kasi like, ang basa ko, kasi binabasa ko talaga yung mga tweets kanina. Parang feeling ko, your kind of fans, I mean, like, this is not an insult or anything. This is actually a point of admiration. Parang they're like very, very into you. They're kind of obsessive in a way, in a good way, and then expressive sila sa'yo. You welcome how they are with you?
Of course I do, but I wouldn't say that it's obsessive or something like that in that manner. Parang kumbaga well, I'm sure siguro 70-80% to 90% sa kanila nagtitrip na lang din. Kumbaga sumasakay na lang din. Funny. Or if they reply something witty, then other people would read it and they would find it funny. It's more of giving like spreading good vibes.
Oo, GV. Kailangan natin mag-GV like at a time like this, diba? And you make a lot of people happy on Twitter. Ako rin pag nagugulat ako kasi parang I never knew you to be that witty on... Kasi Twitter, diba, syempre limited characters, konti lang ano. You're very sharp. You're a very sharp person. I know you to be very talented, but you're actually very sharp. And you pack a punch with your tweets, diba? When you tweet or when you reply, when you choose a tweet to reply to, are you very strategic about it? Or paano mo pinipili? I'm sure a lot of people retweet you or like reply to your tweets. How do you choose the tweets that you reply to?
Well, most of the time the tweets get flooded, so hindi ko nababasa lahat. But when I find a really interesting or witty tweet, parang talino itong tao to, or it's something witty or just something out of the box or unusual, then I retweet it or I try it.
You match it with your wittiness. And then parang feeling ko kasi pag ikaw nag-tweet, instantly you send it and you don't even think about it because sometimes it's very raw. It's very raw. It's the same. Would you say that that's really who you are as a person? Raw, unedited, ganyan, as in ganon?
I wouldn't say I am, but it's parang yun yung napapansin ko ngayon eh. Parang if you try to look at the kids now, they talk like that. They're just straightforward and everything about those. So parang it's not really about speaking their language. It's like adding your humor to their language.
Adapting to the current. So, syempre sila na yung nagde-dictate ng times, di ba? Parang even the language, the vernacular. Parang it's really now that I realize, parang okay, tapos na kami, so kailangan na mag-adapt, kailangan na mag-adjust to the vernacular of the younger generation. It's super fun to learn it, Di ba? Parang it makes you feel younger also. I want to go back to your new teleserye, Marry Me, Marry You. Di ba? What is it like working with Janine? Because you're working with her like in 2 projects this year.
She's really fun to work with. Walang kaproble-problema. And she's always happy all the time for some reason. So, nakakadala rin yung passion.
Sobrang witty rin niya sa Twitter, ha?
Yeah,
Minsan
because-
napapasama na siya sa pagka-witty niya, di ba?
yeah. Very smart. Very smart. And easy to work with.
She's very smart and she's very easy to work with. We're looking forward to ngayon kaya. And of course, mag-start na yan, di ba? Yung Marry Me, Marry You.
Yes, I think it's coming this September. I don't know the exact date, pero ngayong September.
And then that's already canned. As in, tapos na lahat yan. As in...
Not yet. Actually, after this ECQ, we're gonna go back sa bubble to finish more scenes. Yeah, but I think we're around half.
Okay. Bongga na. Pwede na yon, ha? What is it like taping in a bubble setup? Di ba, syempre, naka-ECQ ka, sari-sariling kwarto and stuff like that. You're not free to, go to your own home after. Tapos, di ba, parang, syempre, may imbibe mo yung character kasi hindi ka umalis ng location, di ba? Ano yung difference between shooting before and shooting now? General's Daughter was your last teleserye.
Walang hanggang paalam.
Walang hanggang paalam.
It's just
And then
shot
after
in
that,
bubble.
yung lighter na, yung Marry You. What is it like? What is the experience like for an actor like you to spend your taping inside a bubble?
This is actually my second show na naka-bubble. First one, it takes time to adjust because, that one, right after pandemic, nagsubik na kami, nakalaki na kami doon. And it's hard. Although we work for 12 hours, lessened yung work hours, but yung 12 hours na yun, ratsyado yun, na non-stop working. May breaks naman. Pero ayun, the hardest part actually is not like being on the bubble and working almost every day. The hardest part is sometimes you get homesick. Yun nga parang kaya ang saya rin ng cast namin. I'm very grateful for our cast during Walang Hanggang Paalam and now because sila na when they see that parang you're sad now, sila yung umaalalay sa'yo, they try to make you happy, and they find ways and means to take your sadness away.
That's true. Kasi parang matagal ng pangarap yung nagtatrabaho pa ako sa production na parang pangarap talaga yan ng production matagal na. Ever since I started na parang dapat kasi canned na lahat bago ipalabas. Hindi siya hand to mouth, di ba? Ang laki ng difference ng hand to mouth from can. Tapos finally, it took the pandemic to actually, force production to can TV shows. At least half or maybe the whole show, di ba? You said that meron kang naho-homesick ka. Ang difference lang, medyo naho-homesick ka. What are the things that you miss when you are acting, when you are in the bubble, when you are working?
It's more like my computer, my bed. And just
like
being
with your computer, like when you wake up, bukas ka agad ng what time do you open your computer? Wow.
Actually ngayon pinipigilan ko na sarili ko, so I make sure I get to have my coffee first, and make sure I get to work out, then I can turn on the computer.
Okay, so you work out when you wake up in the morning in the pandemic. You try to work out first, and then you open your computer.
Coffee first. Of course.
Coffee first. How do you take your coffee?
Muna konti, tapos coffee. Like, kasi pag nag-toothbrush ka, tapos nagkape ka agad, ang sama ng lasa eh.
Totoo.
So, toothbrush ka na after magkape.
Ako naman gatas. I don't drink coffee. But how do you take your coffee?
Espresso, black, straight.
How many shots?
Well, per drink, it's 2 shots. So,
Okay,
around 4 to 6.
Wow!
I mean, once or twice a day.
Once or twice a day. But I feel like when I see you're so cool, like you're so laid back, lethargic even. Di ba parang dapat pag sobra kang jacked up on coffee, di ba? Parang super hyper. When are you most hyper? When you're in front of your computer?
It's actually may times kasi pag naglalaro ka, lalo na if you're about to win, parang there's that moment that would give you like a slight heart attack. Parang
Oh
yun
my
yung
God!
yun yung hinahabol-habol mo, yung heart attack moment na yun.
Ano yung heart attack moment? Like, for example, like, how long do you get to that point? Yung parang yan yung malapit ka na manalo, di ba? Kasi I'm trying to understand the psyche of a gamer. Tapos sabi ko, parang ang daming, like, Marlon Stockinger, I interviewing, is also a gamer. A lot of my friends are also gamers. Sabi ko, hindi ko maintindihan kung ano yung adrenaline rush ng gaming, di ba? And now I know that you're also a gamer. And then parang sinasabi mo, it's almost mimicking a heart attack. So, how does that happen? How do you graduate to that level?
Actually, never. Parang kahit even seasoned players get that. Like, for example, it's match point or parang tayo yung score. Tapos isa na lang kailangan para manalo. Parang yung moment na yun na parang kabado kayo lahat, na everyone's playing too safely. Or like, how could I explain this? Like, maybe an example would be PUBG. If you're in the last circle, parang yung moment na yun na konti na lang kayo at alam mong pwede kang manalo. Parang yun yung yun yung binibigay niya.
Do you always win?
I always what?
Win. Do you always win?
Not really. Not really. It's fun.
Yung mga fans mo, papakamatay ako for you, parang jojowain kita, barilin mo ako, Pao, Ems. Parang ang wild ng orientation in ano. Parang how do you feel when you read comments? Like, I'm sure you read their comments. I mean, like, sometimes, pag ganyan.
Well, I find it funny. Pero,
it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it is entertaining. It is entertaining.
It's cute, it's cute. I think yung devotion ng fans ay different level naman siya. Kasi I know like mga kilig-kilig, ito sila talaga very straightforward. Very ano sila, parang may sort of like violence. Yung pakikipag-deal nila with you, di ba? Parang, what do you, I feel like, di ba parang there are a few more months until the year ends. Where do you think you'll find yourself at the end of the year?
That's actually a very hard question. I actually don't know. But one thing I know I'm sure, I'll still be gaming.
You'll still be gaming. Tapos yung mga tao, nare-recognize ka nila pag nag-game ka? Like yung mga kalaban mo?
Minsan, because I have a distinct username that, well, ang alam ko, ako lang yung may pangalan na ganun. So,
is that part of the charm of gaming that you get to be, kumbaga, inconspicuous, hindi ka masyadong kilala? Is that part of the charm of you being, into gaming?
I wouldn't say it's one of the charms because, well, ever since kasi parang nasanay na ako na ganun eh. But ever since I was young, parang siguro it's more of like the enjoyment you get na parang wala ka na masyadong iniisip na problema.
What about, I mean, like, to compare lang just to compare. Di ba, syempre, gaming gives you a lot of thrills, heart attack moment. I mean, like, you are now doing a rom-com, di ba? I'm sure you've experienced being in love. What is the equivalent of your heart attack moment in gaming to actual romantic experiences? Ano yung heart attack moment? Is it like, halimbawa, nag-ask ka a girl on a date? Or is it like, pag tinanong mo kung halimbawa, magiging kayo na? Ano yung equivalent ng heart attack moment sa gaming? In terms of romantic love naman.
Maybe I would say if you have an ex, tapos may dinadate ka na ng ibang tao, tapos magkikita kayo, parang maybe that's one of the heart attack moments na parang, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko or hindi ko alam kung paano magre-react. Because, I don't know, I always try to consider what the other party would feel. And of course, it always want our loved ones to be happy.
Nangyari na sa'yo yan? Yung heart attack moment na yan? Like, from experience? Like, yung almost magkikita sila?
Huh?
Hello?
Sorry? Yes?
Has that ever happened to you? Like, based on experience, yung heart attack experience na yan? Yung, halimbawa, nandiyan yung ex mo, tapos magkikita sila ng current?
It has actually.
Oh my God, how did you react?
uh, well, wala naman. I just got drunk. Tapos, hindi ko na napansin na.
Hindi mo na napansin, nag-uminom ka na lang. When you're drunk, are you a friendly person drunk? Or are you like a quiet person drunk? Or are you a malandi person drunk?
Parang all of the above.
Kasi di ba
Pero
minsan
one
pag
thing
lasing
I know I'm sure
oh,
is hindi ako nakikipag-away pag lasing.
so hindi ka like rowdy. So parang loving, quiet, malandi, ganyan. So kasi sometimes diba, when you drink, you don't know what you're gonna get. So parang, oh my God, hindi ko alam kung ano mangyayari sa akin after this trip. Di ba? Kung malalasing ako as malandi, malalasing ako as like maingay, malalasing ako. Di ba? Parang ganon.
Pero all of the above.
All of the above, all of the above. I know that you tweeted like, pwedeng uminom, sabi ni Mayor, di ba? Sabi ni Mayor Vico, na pwedeng uminom sa Pasig. So I assume that you're a Pasig resident, di ba? When you're bored at home during the ECQ and you drink, what do you like to drink and like who do you like to drink with? Do you like to drink with your friends? Do you like to drink with your fans?
Um, Actually, medyo inconsistent yung mga iniinom ko. Parang may times na parang syempre gusto mo puro wine. May times na
Uh,
mag-gin ka, may times na nagbe-beer ka na nagbe-beer. Parang inconsistent siya. Pero I like drinking in quiet places. I
hmm.
like drinking with people I know. Ayun.
Tapos
So,
ano yung mga vibes ng mga taong gusto mong ka-hangout with, especially in quarantine, di ba? Parang, I think what the pandemic did in effect is it made our circles smaller. Parang it made us edit our friends list. It made us edit like the people we want to hang out with. Kung sino lang talaga yung parang feeling natin that we can't live without. Ano yung mga for you, like what are the qualifications, not qualifications, what are the things that you consider in parang like the persons or the people that you want to be with in quarantine. Kasi syempre marami tayong realizations in quarantine. We realize that we don't really need a lot of people around us. You learn to edit, diba? You learn to edit. Like, what kind of people make the cut in your life?
it's basically the same people I hang out with. I don't have a lot of friends, I'll be honest, but um, I treasure each and every one of them. So, yeah.
So you appreciate your friends. Of course, di ba, parang lahat naman tayo meron tayong appreciation of everyone around us, especially now. There are times that, you know, in isolation, you really feel that kind of loneliness, di ba? Parang, do you ever get lonely, like your character in Fangirl? And what do you do when you get lonely?
I do actually. Well, it's normal for us, you know. I've been diagnosed with a lot of things in the past, and um, I don't know if it's recurring. I don't know if it's anything, but I'm okay. I survived before. I can survive now. I have all these writings in my body to remember everything I love. But I do. But you know, that's also the reason why you know I wanted to make that Zoom call with the fans. It's just
Mm.
to like siguro isang daan lang yung kasya sa isang Zoom call, pero at least yung isang daan na yun, at least they would something would make them happy or someone would inspire them to be more hopeful in life.
That's very noble. That's very noble. Because I think for a lot of us,
Without
we
telling
feel
them na eksaktong it's for this, I just put it out there.
yeah, I think, di ba parang in the whole 17 months of lockdown, kasi non-stop lockdown talaga tayo, there are really moments when you feel down. Though ako, nangyari na rin sa kanya, I cannot explain what's happening to me. I think 3 months ko siyang pinagdaanan. Yung gigising kang umiiyak, matutulog kang umiiyak. Hindi ka naman, wala naman nangyayari sa'yo, di ba? Parang I think it's a noble thing that you're doing, that you're making sure that everyone that follows you, that everyone that admires you, they also feel okay, that they also have a safe space to go to when, you know, they're feeling down. And tama, in uplifting spirits. And the reason why I'm also doing this is because I want to encourage people also to, I mean, like, you know, have a little faith in themselves and to show the human side of the celebrities that they admire, the celebrities that they look up to, the movies that they watch. And I think what I appreciated most, I just saw your movie as in like fresh in my mind, yung Fangirl. I think what I appreciated most in that movie is that it humanized you. It humanized you as a star, as an actor. And I think that's what's happening in the whole pandemic situation. A lot of our stars are migrating to digital, nag-YouTube sila, BTS and everything. And you're doing the same thing, diba? You're allowing us into your life with your Zoom E-numan. Do that because I think that's such a fun thing to do, especially for you and your personality. You get to see a lot more of your personality. And I mean, like, is there like a part of you that wants to share more? Like maybe like do your own channel or hindi na level na ganyan? Parang hanggang Zoom inuman lang.
We'll see. We'll see in the future. Well, I've been wanting to produce a lot of contents na content na pwede kong gawin within the pandemic. Pero titignan ko pa kung kasama ako doon or sa labas ay ibang tao na lang yung kukunin. But
as in creative side.
Yeah, creative side. I've been co-producing a lot of stuff as well in the past. And ayun, maybe not for YouTube. We'll see, we'll see. I can't, ang hirap magsalita ng tapos, ang dami ko ng mga kinaing mga tinapos kong mga salita. I don't want to like end it with the period.
Yeah, but I think like what you're doing on Zoom and on Twitter is a lot of fun. I hope that you continue that because that brings a lot of kilig and joy to like a lot of us. Diba? Parang people are paying attention to that. I look forward to more of the wit. And I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Hindi ko akalain, like ako, like shot in the moon talaga as in suntok sa buwan. So, message ko si Pao, pumayag kaya siya. So I want to thank you for saying yes. I mean, it has been, you know, such a joy to work with you in the past. And I hope in the future, the doors will open for us to work again. And, you know, if I want to ask you a final question, I think, diba parang, like you said, diba parang we really make our path in the pandemic. Like, we do everything that we can to survive in terms of, you know, our mental and our spiritual and our physical survival. Okay. A lot of your fans and a lot of us really follow you with a burning passion. Your appeal is very, very strong. So what are the things that you can say to the people that follow you, especially at a time like this? Mukhang matatagalan pa to.
Well, to everyone in general, I just want to say I know you've heard it's hard times and you should keep your hopes up, but alam ko rin marami ring dumidiskarte ng mga paraan para kumita, para may malagay na pagkain sa mga pamilya nila. And hindi ako mapapagod. Alam ko, pagod na kayong marinig to, pero hindi ako mapapagod sabihin to. Na habang buhay kayo, may pag-asa pa. So, wag mawawala ng pag-asa dahil hindi pa tapos ang laban basta nabubuhay ka.
That's true. That's true. In terms of love naman, because we're coming up with a rom-com and a romantic movie, a rom-dram, what is your message naman in terms of love? Especially, like, diba, love in the time of COVID. What can you say about, you know, the surviving power of love?
Well, para sa may mga minamahal dyan na hindi nila makapiling, una, gusto ko lang sabihin na paswab niyo muna bago niyo halikan, bago kayo magyakapan. Mag-mask muna kayo kung hindi niyo sigurado or kung lumalabas yung minamahal niyo. Pero kung bahay-bahay lang naman, sana maging masaya kayo.
Would you rather be quarantined with your special someone or quarantined without your special someone? How absence makes the heart grow fonder under that premise?
I would always quarantine with someone. Kahit sino pa yan, basta may kasama ka. Parang iba pa rin yan.
Okay.
Nasa mag-isa ka.
True. I agree. But we need our personal space. We need our own mental space. So, parang yes, it's possible that, you know, when you're quarantined with someone, it's either, di ba, parang you appreciate the person more or the person makes you go crazy. I want to say thank you to you, Pao, for joining me tonight. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said I want to thank you for being so generous with your time and for joining me tonight. Did you hear
Of
me?
course. Yeah, I did. Anytime, anytime, you know. It's fun to do something like this once in a while. It's my first Instagram
Oo nga,
live
nagulat ako.
interview.
Nagulat ako pumayag ka kasi I know that
Maiba.
you very rarely give interviews. So parang wow, gagawin niya kaya yan, itutuloy niya kaya yan. So parang na-stress ako the whole weekend kasi parang I couldn't get a reply from you until today. So I wanna thank you for showing up tonight.
Anytime, GT. I hope you're
Bye,
okay.
pal. Yes, thank you
Bye-bye. Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
Bye. Good
See ya.
night.